Hello.
Hello.
Yeah. Good morning,
Mm,
Bella.
Good morning. I'm
Yeah.
listening.
Yeah. The question is, can good governance stop vote buying? Bella, you were part of Anambra election last Saturday. That is the discussion we'll be holding this morning.
Yes.
Mm.
The only way to tackle vote buying, your question is, can good governance stop vote buying? First of all, when you say vote buying, what do you mean by vote buying?
Offering money to voters. Offering money to voters on the day of election.
All right. So what drives vote buying? What will drive vote buying?
Uh, What drives it is desperation to win and control the Commonwealth, the political party. That is what desperation. Politicians are desperate to control political party. Basically, that is what drives it. And again, they have weaponized poverty and the hunger. You know, the ordinary people are looking out for their daily bread. And as a matter of fact, when they see free lunch, apple hanging somewhere, they go for it, knowing that they have not benefited anything from government. They don't even know that government exists. To them, government have not touched their life from January to December. So the only contact they have with anything government is during that election. So
Yes.
you offer them cake, they collect it to eat. It's as simple as that. Unless if anybody has any other thing to offer. It's as simple as that.
Yes. All right. It's becoming a social norm for vote buying during election and electoral process. So, most times when people are given a certain money just to vote for a particular person, it screams underdevelopment. We need to understand both the existence of the social norm and how it manifests within a given society. And it is important for people to understand the, the impact, the negative effect it has on the country and on the people. Because most times, these people that are being bought, fa na-ekwuzi obi fa na-ekwuzi obi onye gote fa, is like reciprocating. We call it reciprocity in vote buying. Inye m something, a man ị ga-enyekwa m ife in return.
Mm.
I don't know whether I'm making sense.
Yeah, you're making sense,
So,
but Imago, it goes beyond that. It's a system failure. When the system fails or when the politics fails, every other thing will also go down with it. You know,
yes,
the perception, the way people see things in the society is mind-boggling. People no longer see bad as bad. You know, people see it as all normal thing,
normal thing.
all normal thing.
Mm.
But until you will begin to promote sanction for wrongdoing, any wrongdoing comes with consequence, you know.
Yes,
Once we begin to enforce it, of course, the people know what is right. But when a policeman stand by like this and watch an honorable member distribute money, as if to say you are distributing gala to people. What do you expect? To an average person on the street, he thinks that is normal. It's just like going along the road. You see policemen collecting bribe from the motorist. What
Yes.
would you say? It's normal. As I'm driving with my son, a 10-year-old boy, watching police people shamelessly collecting bribe from the public. And my boy is laughing, see policeman or collecting money. So when he grows up with that kind of mindset, what do you think will happen?
We forget to mention that, first of all, vote buying in an election, in an electoral campaign or sort of urban to vote, first of all, is a violation. Ọ bụrụ na the system na-aga ọfụma, a certain political party or a candidate that afọ that na onwe ndị ji n'afọ ya na-egolu vote from people. First of all, it's a violation and it's supposed to count as a room or prerequisite for disqualifying a particular candidate. But just like you mentioned, that it is becoming a normal. People see it as a normal thing. It's everyday go-to thing now. And because of these things, these days, people see something abnormal as normal. Considering the factors to see na vote buying, because ọ bụrụ na na-enwe room enwe mmadụ mee asị na onye a violate go rule na ga-disqualify ya or mee other people enwe nchịkọ or dị organized. But now it has become a decay or this general that na ma ndị kwesịrị ịdị na-ekwu ada ekwuzi enefeli anya.
Bella, hold on. Let me know whether Henry with us
Okay.
or have an opinion or something to contribute.
All right.
Henry, are you there? Can you talk?
Okay, yeah. Good morning, everyone.
Yeah, good morning, my
Good
dear friend.
morning.
Thanks for having me. I've been listening into the exchange. It's quite. It was just an animated exchange, and I would like to chip in one or two because when we begin to dissect the issue of vote buying, we often tend to forget the fact that yes, vote buying, even though it looks as if it's a recent phenomenon, it has been with us, and the whole thing started announcing itself with this shamelessness the moment we start losing our values. What do I mean to say? If we walk back to the First Republic, ever before, should I say it was truncated down to the Third Republic, our politics and politicians were very issue-based. They don't jump ship, and you could see that parties have ideology. So when you see an Abga stock talking, they don't need to incentivize an electorate. They preach their value, their party ethos. They have selling word. They have idea their byword. They used to woo voters, and once they're employed, when they are elected, they go about doing it with zero. Do you understand? Trying to
Yes.
influence. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, yeah. So, but we started getting it wrong with today's politician because one, some of them are not mentally prepared for governance. So they because they know there's no consequence for non-performance, they will tell you what you need to hear. And most of the times, when you don't even want to hear, they will try to influence you. Because the moment a politician offers you money, you must pay that money either by cruise or means. Because the
Yes.
moment he's elected, his first priority is to recoup the money he expended on you. Do you get my point? I hope I'm communicating.
Yes. You're making
So,
sense.
so these are the basic issues. One of the basic issues you need to understand, and you must fix it if you want to get yank off vote buying from electoral metrics. Then you now begin to talk about the issue of poverty and the citizens' awareness and preparedness for this democracy we are doing. Do you understand?
Yes.
Because the politician knew quite well that we have been diseased with poverty, and sometimes they even merge it with religion and tribe. They'll now use these things to mess you up because, you know, the quickest route to a man's heart is food. After
Yes.
food, religion. So when they look at the vast majority of the people that are very poor, some of them are even struggling to, they're not even sure of what they will eat the next morning or tomorrow. So they now
Yes.
bring up all these things and now begin to use it to influence their and shape their opinion. And shamefully, the educated ones are becoming part of the bug because a situation where a supposed, a professor or whatever, or a doctorate or PhD holder will even be succumbing to the issue of, but you know that we have a problem as a people. I hope you understand. So these
Yes.
are the issue: poverty, lack of ideology, and the citizens not being aware. Because most of the times I've been on engagement with MD, the comrade extraordinary. He keep on saying something that when they give you money, take the money and follow your heart. But our people often tend to forget all these things. All this money that they are trying to use to lobby you are technically your money. So when someone tries to woo you with money, collect the money and follow your conscience, because the money you want to collect right now are blooded money. They call it black market. Do you understand? Black tax, because you know that money you are collecting now, you must pay. Do you understand? They must collect it back and you pay for it either by them using it to work against you. So these are the issues. So I don't know if you are really talking about the way forward, what we need to do, because for me, it's bliss my heart that we are developing, what do I say, backward. We tend
Ye-
to mimic what America and others are doing, but they are not this primitive in what they are doing because still have a system that is working. So our attention should be, how do we do to survey the situation? So let me stop here so that others will contribute. Thank you.
Okay, Henry, you can go for that to uh, with your recommendation. What do you think is the solution?
I
Okay.
want to say something. Henry, please, I want to say something. Money and political financing is very necessary for any democracy. But, political participation and this money during vote buying, during election, ọ na-eme enwezi integrity. A political participant or somebody na-apụta for election kwesịrị ịbụ onye nwe integrity. Ndị mmadụ ndị mmadụ trust o sị na onye a ka obi anyị kwete a ga-atụnyelu. And na itinyelu onye a, this person is going to work. Not only that, this person is representing a certain political party. There should be regulations for funding these things, for these campaigns. And were regulation in these bodies. These people won't be acting like this because all the nde buying a Mexican nde atopol na chain. Just because na ifilu na edenyela onya, or the on a messy for job, imasi onya, hey, this thing you're doing on a jeopardize the quality of democracy on the long term. Because look at the decadence it may go to the society that every day, as it still water runs deep. Million million obele, but before you know it, Miller will fill a bucket or a gallon or a container. You know, these are how the decay has continued over time because people are seeing it as a norm. People are seeing it as a norm because any a can of malt or a gala itinye ibia gosi that na itinye go a person, you know, if vote go long if vote there at that moment, chef there na on the long run, on the long term, these things were negative impact not only to you but to the society at large. And these people people forget that na HCR is a short term, 8 years, 4 years. Yes, oteaka, but all the short. Onye gu egwu say that na ife ọma si gị n'obi melu ndị obodo. You forget that na ebe a bụ be gị. These people, anyị nwa bụ ndị mmadụ na-echefu that na ọ dị ka onye lụsị ụlọ mmadụ abịa be gị gwa gị ife ị ga-esi ka ị ga-esi mme na be gị. You forget that HCR is still your domain, it's still your house, it's still your world, it's still your state. MSC, I am videos and pictures of Western countries, America, other first world countries, how developed, how transparent, how integrity found to the people that they want to serve, that they are not coming out for public fund. They are not concerned about their personal gain. They are concerned how to move the country forward, how to move society forward. And when they don't know what, na 1900, and when they don't know what, na 1960. Now, this is 2025. If people should continue like this, selling their votes for a can of malt for 500 naira, the future where? For the future, for other young people that are coming up, because we have seen the moral decadence, the decay, the deteriorating, the corruption, the corruptive practices this thing have caused in the society.
Hello, Julie.
Yes.
I hope you can hear me.
Yes, we can hear you.
Just to add flip to what you were saying, you know, there's one tricky thing about what is happening in this here country. Yes. It's not as if we don't actually have the law, but the problem has been, you know, we've all over the years, we've been able to put up strong men with even weaker institutions. Nigeria has almost all the laws that is readily available to counter some of these things, but the problem has been how to get these men of power to live for the public and not of public. So this is one of the issues, basically. We can imagine where we have in 2023 a problem, Jega, the INEC server, whatever, up to today, the costs are there. The law is there. We have an issue. They said there was a glitch. Jega, not Jega,
Mahmoud, yes.
There was no apology, there was no explanation, no investigation, no nothing. The whole thing was wrapped under the carpet, and today that man has left the system with that particular issue unattended to. So what does it portend for us as a people? One, it shows that there is no consequence for bad behavior. That contrary to what is the norm all over the place, is that it's even more rewarding to abuse due process and challenge some of the dictates of our law. So that's a very major problem we have as a people. The moment we're able to get, because this thing I say, nobody will come and fix this country for us. It's you and I. But at what level, where do we even start from? Because as it is now, you could see that the decadence has metastasized from the top echelon down to even the grassroots today. I wonder whether we can even do election again without money, because that's the level where we are. It's very shameful, but that is why I think entities like GGM is trying to, because it has not been easy. when you want to enforce this kind of change among the grassroots, when you don't have the language they would like to understand and speak, which is money. So it's a big challenge for the civil societies, even within the civil societies and entities alike like GGM. It's not just easy because even if when you get to the within the cocoon of the civil society, there are what they call portfolio civil societies. They have a price. They will speak Y today, tomorrow they speak Z. No, they don't hold the governance class to account. No record, no due diligence, no supervision, no. Do you understand? So we
Yes.
have a very very major problem. But what I feel we can do, because the only thing we must do is nothing. The thing we need to start doing as a people is our level we are, and I keep saying it because most of the time, but I keep discussing with NWC Comrade Extraordinary, because if we sit down in a corner and be saying this, we are permitting, we need a platform where we can move and be announcing the same platform the politicians are using to influence people. Let's go to that space, online, radio stations, and start preaching, because when you start preaching and people, it will be a function of time before people will pick. And once they pick it, it will fly and people will start joining the bandwagon. Like what happened with Peter. I always like to use Peter's P2B's out in 2023 as an example. Where I stayed in Warri here, P2B won his polling. Not only that he won his polling, all the world here, he won the presidential. But do you know the striking thing? People
Yes.
were voting out of their own volition. Nobody pressured them. He didn't give any money. Labour Party didn't even have agents. So some of us volunteered to protect his vote. If you see the way we are heckling the police and the staff, that they must, because they wanted to take the result to the police station to go, and the way they do it, I said, no, do it here. At the end of the day, you could see the enthusiasm of the people in doing the right thing. So what I'm saying basically is that let us continue pushing anywhere we find ourselves, in any forum, in any group, we are less pushing, but let's escalate this thing by going extra mile outside what we are doing here. If we have radio stations anywhere, we feel like a platform that can, because money can only be temporary, and it's not the pathway to internal happiness. I think let me stop here so that the conversation will go ahead. Thank you.
All right, let's give opportunity to Giru. Giru, what is your experience like during last week's uh, election? Giru, are you with us?
Good morning, everybody in the house. My name remains Nkiru.
Good
Eh?
morning.
My
All right,
name remains Nkiru.
we they hear you loud and clear.
Thank
Yeah.
you. Good morning.
My money. We are still have Anambra State to look like Jaga Jaga. Oh. Jaga Jaga riggers everywhere. Our people cannot vote without money. Standing like people collecting akara change, 1,000 gala. Better malt, selling their conscience. Now, are you hearing me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Yes,
Yeah, abịa
100%.
na election a kịta ihe a mere eme ọ dịkwa egwu. Mana achọrọ ka ndị mmadụ nyere m aka zake na ajụjụ a. Ebe a na-eme election ekwesịghị ka ewepụ logo mmadụ na pichọ mmadụ. Anyị fụla na election a. And I'm an INEC officer, the new one, and the Bobo to otu ha sikwa wee kpọọ onwe fa, asị na ha bụ independent, mana amara ma ha bụ independent. And nke Anambra anụnwa ka eji ka anyị marakwa otu 2027 ga-adị. ọkwa ndị INEC gwara anyị na vote buying adịrọ permitted by the law.
Yes.
Mana na otu esi eke ego a na-eke ego ndị be anyị a na-elezi conscience fa akwụkwọ na line ịtụa vootu na yadị a ije na the other yard enye gị ego asị gị capture ịba ihe ngị capture ka ị bịa gosi na ịtụrụ. Then the worst of the whole things bụ gịnị? Underage ihe ahụ na-eme na North agbadatago ebe a. Kedu ndị politicians mere ya? And ụmụ ikolobịa anyị a na-eti mkpu iwere ego abacha echi na izu na abụọ esi na gọọmenti eme gị. Ọ kwesịrị ekwesị iwepụ logo mmadụ? Ọ kwesịrị ekwesị iwepụ pichọ mmadụ? Ọ kwesịrị ekwesị igo vote? Ọ kwesịrị ekwesị abịa eje ofu ebe na-atụ a na-ebi aka nye ebibe aka bichaa anọla ebe a rig election bichaa aka ama mbupụta ndị mmadụ bịa ha kwugide. Then ụfọdụ ndị INEC o wee police unit eje bute ya n'ụtụtụ nwee ebe ebutere n'oge tine lukwa emechikọ. Ihe anyị fụrụ election Anambra State is late for me a kansụl anya and ekwesịrị ka enwee iwu ma onye golo ego ma onye enyere ego onwe ntaramahụhụ. Maka na otu ndị polisi si alụ ọlụ bụ ejide onye ori a na-ejidekwa onye ome gịnị onye o lesiri ife and ejide onye ori a na-ejide onye debeli egbe.
Yes.
Ijide onye ori kịta a na-eje ejide a na-asị atọchọbịa oje gosi ebe egbe ya na-adị a na-eje jide onye a egbe na-adị bie. Even a na-ejide friends ya asị gị kpọba your friends from there atenya attract ya ndị achọ ime kpata na polisi jide gị n'ụzọ ọ sị gị where is your receipt iji wee go ihe fama ifefa kwesịrị ime. Mana ọ bụrụ na ndị INEC egetiri ya kịta nke eme Saturday 8 na Anambra onye ọbụla should forget about election 2027 maka na ihe na-eme ndị be anyị bụ eme ọsị gị let's move on. Move on gịnị? Asịzịa gị rig it, steal it, run away after ekwucha ihe ọzọ a ga-edezi gị bụ go to court. Reason na ndị judiciary anyị abụgo bought over. Anyị enwerozi judiciary ebe a nke Anambra ọ bụ na edoziri ọfụma na anyị fụ ndị niile ejide kọsị ndị niile eji ma ndị sọsọ one party kaadị akpọdo afa maka na nyanwa na onwe ekwu na nyanwa adịrọ ready iweta ego mee gịnị nye mmadụ. Adịghị ndị be anyị ga-echeki bụ ịkpọ mmadụ na-abịa ka o jee elu gozi n'ime mmụọ na eziokwu iwelukwa ego inye onye a na-abịa onye anyị na-eje ka ịsa avụa iwelukwa ego nye esi a biko ka nsa avụa gị ka anyị oke n'okwu enyo. Onye ọbụla ọ bụrụ na a na-eme kịta apụta sị onye ọbụla ga-eme ya ka eweta baịbụl ọkwa ezigbo baịbụl aṅụọ iyi ka ị ga-erikwa ego pọblik ọkwa ịfụ ndị ọbụla ga-agba ọsọ o nwere onye ya ekwezi ọchịchị. Ọ bụrụ na eweta Amadioha ka ị ga-erikwa ego ndị mmadụ ịma njikwa ego lụọla Amadioha gbuo gị gbuo ezinụlọ gị onye ọbụla ga-agba ọsọ. Mana onye pụta were ego kee ọ sị gị na ọ ga-enye gị ego ka ọ wee bịa chịa gị. Ndị be anyị uche anyị adịzikwa ya ebe ka maka agụụ ọ wee ebe apụta esie rice na-eke ndị mmadụ ọkwa maka agụụ. Kedu ihe ndị INEC ama nji kagbuo election a district ka esi eme ndị ọbụla kelee ego ewelu ha gosi example ewee nwee trust ịpụta election that day ị na-anya o wepụrụ unit ịpụta the turn up the very low ụmụ ikolobịa na-agba bọọlụ sị gị ọkwa ihe mee 2023 na-ekwu ihe o megokwa. And if they don't get it right so many people ama ntụkwa election 2027. So election eme Saturday ihe ahụ abụrụ election. Vote buying underage iwepụ nya intimidation O nwere some places eje ewelu ndị aka odo chụsasịa ndị mmadụ n'okpoko. O kwesịrị ime were aka odo chụsasịa ndị mmadụ. If you are not for apụga, don't vote. Yes, all the life ndị mmadụ gba ọsọ and if enyero gap ka mmadụ capture that picture. Then ị bịa o wee ebe apụta onye na-abịa ịtụ vote ọ sị gị o nwekwala ego ị ga-enye m. O wee dị ya 10,000 side anam enye 10,000. Sitting governor ekwesịrị inye 10,000. O gosi na o metere ọfụma. APC nyere ego. Ị na-eke ego as what? Ndị ihe eje ichi mana ka ndị ba ama na ego eke bụkwa ego fa. Second tenor ga-adịkwa m na ha egwu n'anya. INEC bịa council election a. So many places for the information and the eye capture. So many distance ewepụ logo ndị Labour Party. And ịma ihe ndị ọbụla na-epreach pinye aka n'ebe esele ọkụkọ, tinye aka n'ebe esele azịza, tinye aka n'ebe esele umbrella, tinye aka ebe esele papa mama pikin. Lụzie ewepụ nke logo ndị Labour ewepụ mana ihe so many places no logo no picture. Onya bụ election ndị INEC a correctro ihe kịta. I can never trust them again. Ka m kwudebegoro otu a.
The Iron Lady, the voice of the voiceless. Let me, Emma, I've always said it's a challenge to everybody, and there's also a PhD work, academic work, that onye mere ọfụma connect with the grassroots, connect with the people. O need inyefe ego mgbe a na-atụ vote. Now, sorry, I muted my side. Can you hear me now? Hello?
Yes, of course, we can hear you.
Yes, you can hear me.
Okay. Sorry, I was talking, but my microphone is on mute. But now I've muted it. So the point I'm trying to make is that I have a case study. In fact, it's an academic work, vote buying versus good governance. I'm trying to dissect it to look at if government or a governor of a state should connect with the ordinary people. Would the ordinary people expect to be given money on the day of election for them to vote? So these are the things I'm looking at. And some people are asking me a question. What actually do you mean by good governance? Considering the fact that the people's mindset and the orientation is that you have to give them something for them to even pay for transportation to get to the venue of election. Is there any way you can monetize it or appreciate them? It's just appreciation. It is not bribing them to vote for you. They will always vote for you, even if you give them money or not. That is some people's argument, you know. But my take is that if you do well, if you connect with the people, there is no need appreciating them to vote for you. Instead, they should use that day of election to say, Oga Mr. Governor, we appreciate you, we thank you. Carry go, continue. So these are discussions we are looking at. But where the confusion lies is that to many people, they are asking me, what do you mean by good governance? If you are the governor, how would you connect with the people? Eh? How would you win people's love on the day of election, such that on the day of election, if people are giving your voters 10,000 naira, they will still vote for you? But I think Henry has already said it. We have a template, P2B 2023 election. Henry said that in Warri, where his base, where he resides, there are people on their own, even support groups. It's not to Labour Party, but support groups and the people that do not or did not have any affiliation with the politics. They don't play politics. They're businessmen, they're the career civil servants or technocrats, just on their own, took that personal decision that the person they want is P2B, and they all went out there to vote for P2B using their own resources. That is a template I'm using. Because that even some of us, there are some of us who believe that vote buying has come to stay. Nala, even one of our supporters in Anyamara local government called me. He said even in that village, they are voting for the highest person who are ready to pay the highest amount. That was why Nkiru said that Soludo was paying 10,000, because at a point, APC increased it to 7,000 naira because they needed to win that location. YPP increased it to 9,000 naira. Soludo said, okay, top 1,000 naira to be 12,000. In some locations, in fact, it's like a bazaar, harvest and bazaar. Going. The Abga people called Soludo people that are paying 20,000. Soludo say make it 30,000 now because he needed to humiliate the candidate at that place, just like Moral when polling booth at Newe. They needed to tell P2B and the Labour Party that even in your ward, you cannot win election. So the last Saturday, they were ready to pay as high as 30,000 naira. The same thing happened in P2B polling booth. APC, I think APC from Abuja, they voted and injected millions into P2B polling booth. And behold, P2B wasn't ready to give anybody shishi. That was why P2B was humiliated. Again, you look at it the other way around. If you are popular and you are so connected with the people, even if they like, give them 100,000, people will always vote for you. Give them 1 million naira, people will always vote for you. So this is a lesson all of us we have to learn. This issue of winning people's love is not about emotion. It's not sentiment. You have to work hard to earn it so that people will get connected to you. And you have to be honest about it. It's not about playing eye service. It's not about playing game. This thing is about need. You are selling market and people have need for that. And people will buy it. That is how it goes. So to me, I will always say that, see, whether anybody likes it or not, the solution for vote buying is good governance, visionary leadership. If you can offer it, if you can connect with the people, if you can offer people real governance, good services, show empathy to the people. You know, I know it's ambiguous, people will get confused, but let me conclude by saying one thing. Minimum wage we pay to workers today is nothing to nothing, to be honest with you. And because of that money they're paying to civil servants, it goes down to even private sector, goes down to the market. Government is highest spender in any economy. Quote me in a place. If government wants to water or flood the market with, or of course, increase people's purchasing power, that's the way how you understand it. If government wants to increase people purchasing power, government will increase their minimum wage, reduce taxation, reduce cost of essentials like this fuel, like food item. There are a lot of things government will do to reduce the food items in the market. There are a lot of things government can do. Who is telling you that government cannot buy tractors, cannot buy harvester? I correct Nanya Amaro. For 2 weeks now, our farm manager has been there. Because of what? Machine, ebute machine or maybe ebute nke maybe ebute machine now or maybe share. Before I went to one machine 1 week ago because we had to busy. Ndị nwe that harvester, because one harvester is 50 million naira. Who is telling you that government in that local government cannot invest in harvester? There, 10 of them in local government. If government should invest in that and give it to farmers at reduced rate, won't cost or price of rice go down? Or won't it help farmers to go back to the business? I'm just giving you one example. So if government should intervene in all those essentials, school, quality of education here is poor. If the government here say, yeah, education is free. But I ask them, how many of their children are attending or going to public schools? How many of level 12 officers in Anambra State can they send no more to public schools? The answer is no. I don't think there's any level 12 officer when I gonna public school. Even mwakwa now manage my life, I gonna private school. Sorry, I gonna public schools. I know how much I pay for my son on a basic primary 6 to have him in primary school. But if public schools is being standardized like Peter Mba is trying to do in Enugu, afụrụ onye na-aṅụala nri ọfụma ga-afụ na public schools. In fact, public schools in Enugu from 1 or 2 Terefugo Mbalo in Enugu is far better than private schools. So private school will be in competition, trying to measure up to public schools for them to be in business. So public schools should be the standard. Often organized said it is standard. I said here the standard. Then the private schools are not struggles to still be in business. Of course, government should find a way. Will find a way of encouraging them to break even, so as not to shut down at the end of the day. So these are the basics. Okay, assuming a government that will come and say, okay, all aged old people from 65 above that are not on payroll, are not under pension scheme, are not receiving anything from government, let's have a portal. If you have anybody in that your community, forward is them to the PG of your time. P2B did it during his own time. He paid 5,000 naira, and that was coordinated through President General of every community. So if such is done, communities paid like today 100,000 naira to such people, minimum wage. Will somebody in your community receiving such money be asking to be paid 5,000 naira to vote? If you have a portal, I'm talking of good governance, so breaking it down for you to understand what is good governance. If you have a portal that will capture all the identities of unemployed graduates or those looking for job, then create a system that will accommodate them, partner with private sector. Then somebody will tell me, can government pay? Can government afford to? Let me tell you, it's in the na-ata one U2 skills, I bido nylon street what interlocking. Start interlocking like Ngozeka, MMB. Start interlocking all the trunk C or D roads. Form all these youths in cooperative everywhere. I'm telling you, these jobless youths will be engaged. A lot of people want to work, but they don't know where to do it. And again, you have to pay them good money. These things we are paying people 30,000, paying people 40,000 without other incentive. And if you put these things in place, the private sector that are paying 30,000 naira will lose their workers. If they lose their workers, they will be forced to increase it. They will be forced to increase it. Those their workers that are not productive will be forced to be productive. And then the economy will just go up like that. It's a simple thing. It's not ambiguous. It's not a rocket science. And I don't think OT has done all these things I've just mentioned. OT is an economist. That is why I'm saying, that is why I said for me, he will still get to 40%. Because I don't think that he has created a system to start solving uh, community problem on large scale, not to HOE word contract in an announcement already. OT is building this road. What nonsense? What nonsense? You shouldn't be doing that. An award contract and akwaka. You should have a system, even any system, where you classify different kinds of roads. For instance, but in one master plan, you say we have 20,000 kilometers of road, urban roads. We have 30,000 kilometers of road in rural roads. Each local government will break it down. Bros, people like Henry that are smart will be ready to work to service the system. There are so many people that are smart. Pay them good money and they will give you good services. But not when you pay peanuts, you expect anything in returns. No, 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 no. We should be thinking as people in 21st century. How many people are thinking like that? So that is what I mean by good governance. Because at times when you say good governance, people don't understand what it is. But when you feel it, like now I've given you about harvester, about what our farm manager is passing through at Anyamere. He has been there for two weeks. Do you know the man hour we are losing? Do you know how much we are losing? The resources we are losing. And the government doesn't care. And you know what federal government has done? He has opened up border for importation of rice, thereby frustrating local farmers. And the rice is now coming into the country because federal government wants to look good before the public that the price of rice has come down from 70,000 naira to 45,000 naira or 50,000. That food inflation has reduced by 25%. That is the kind of statistical data they want to present to you. And then people will start clapping for them. Is it organic? You've done it at the expense of local investors. Next year, local investors cannot go back to the farmland. Then you will depend on importation of rice, thereby giving jobs, creating millions of jobs to a foreign economy. Who is losing at the end of the day? Your domestic economy is losing. This is mathematics, this is economics. Simple for you to understand, but you have to practice it, experiment it, feel it, and then you see the results and you dish the results out. Is Soludo seeing such thing? He is not seeing it. The wife is busy campaigning Ubazono. But anyway, election is over, even though some people will still go to court to contest. But to us in good governance, we have seen it. So we are moving on. We are trying to cross all the T's and dot all the I's and tidy the loose ends and provide solution. Because without solution, we can't move forward. So the solution we are offering this morning is good governance. And that good governance should be broken down to the level that the ordinary people will understand it. To me, I believe whenever I speak, I don't speak for the elites because the elites can take care of themselves. I speak for people who cannot speak for themselves. Thank you. Henry, maybe you can add one or two. We'll go around before we conclude for this morning. Thank you.
Thank you very much. For me, I think you've said it all. There's nothing to chew more or add. Just that my only nugget this morning is that, when we talk about good governance, I want our people to understand that it's doable. Because some of these enclaves like the Chinese, the Singapore and everything, they were once like us. Even we had better outlook more than some of them. As at 1976, before China introduced their open policy, their outlook was not as good as what Nigeria had then. But look at where we are. So, for me, as far as good governance is concerned, the best time to have done it was, yesterday. So the best next time is now. Let us as a people, let us be that agent of change. Everywhere we find ourselves, let us insist and demand in any forum we are, we should be without fear in front of anybody. Because what we are doing, we don't own ourselves. We're like agents of God trying to remedy something that is very bad for our society if nothing is done about it. So for me, we should continue to insist. We should not lower the bar and we should not be sold out. And any opportunity that we happen to have, let us maximize it to spread the gospel because we don't have any other place outside our homeland. That's all from me. Thank you. Hello?
Sorry, Bella. Sorry. I muted. Bella, your final submission, please.
All right. Anyabona, we've said it all, good governance is a collective effort. It's not a one-man thing. Just like yesterday, we saw that 15 soldiers told Wike to not enter a place. You can imagine what 200 million Nigerians can be able to do if they should start acting right, And that's it from me.
Okay. Okay, are you there? All right, talking about that soldier yesterday, Emma go for Kaine go there before I close. Emma, see, nah, this our sister. See, and when a lot of Nigerians are celebrating that young army officer, for being professional, is professionalism, and Emma being bold and courageous in the face of intimidation. The almighty Wike, no matter how powerful Wike is. So the young army officer stood his ground, face to face. Now, to me, I said, Wike, Wike Emetere, Wike is wrong. The army officer is also wrong from his own side. So, but what people don't understand is that people don't understand motive. At the end of the day, who is that army officer defending? Is it the responsibility of army to defend somebody's property? Or a common person or Nigeria or something awful na mmadụ na-eme ajọ mmadụ na-rig election, or you arrest pick the person no matter who the person is working for. Ọ no enemy of Nigeria like Boko Haram, okay, we stand in one day for serious nonsense. So why is he protecting? Because it's a general's property, or because he's a powerful civil? Of course, a civilian can protect, no an general. Oh, also don't receive order
Yes,
from above.
correct. Yes.
Which order can you receive from above? Which order?
You know,
In fact, that guy, in fact, Imago for now. When, like I've always told people, there are two powerful people in Nigeria, two, the office of the president and the office of the governor. And once you make mistake, even when they run people, there are people who have questionable character, people without integrity. Of course, but they don't expect miracle. Tinubu rigged his way into that power. Everybody ma. Everybody ma. Ọ bụrụ nke sugarcoat the truth, or playing politics, emekwa asị na ikwuo gị na-eme. O rigged his way into the power. The army officers ma. So, on nwere moral standing to force certain things. Wike doctored the results in Rivers State. Ọkwa openly ozokwu ezo to the extent na asị INEC wetana papers iji wee kpọọ result na Rivers State. INEC couldn't do that. INEC shamelessly. INEC was shameless about it. So which rule of law can we defend? Which constitution is he defending? Or which government is he? Is he illegitimate government any day? So that is the extent in which you want whatever. A devil or Satan can do good, he can also do bad, but that does not remove the fact that he's a devil. Then on the army officer, the young army officer, is he using that his position to defend Nigerians? We've not heard and we've not seen. But at that point in time, when he defended the property of a general, is this something that Nigerians should be proud of? Many Nigerians na channel video only go 500 and something. That is, I don't go with crowd. I mean, that is why I'm different. I don't go with crowd. I will not celebrate that army officer because I hate Wike. Because when I hate Wike, somebody said he would have knocked 32 teeth out of Wike's mouth. That is the extent of hatred, because enemy of my enemy is my friend. Because I don't like Wike, therefore I will support that young handsome guy. No, see, Abu president, that guy should be fired with the army general, whoever that sent him.
You know, the thing is, I'm not seeing from the perspective that we all know that Nigeria is bigger, but people are jubilating on the fact that the military naval officer was able to stand his ground and obey the orders from the 4-star general that he was representing. People are jubilating on the fact that Wike has a reputation for intimidation. He has a reputation for bringing people down just because he has power. That's why people are jubilating for the military naval officers and courage, standing there, not feeling intimidated or belittled, however way they were trying to belittle him. You can hear him saying, "Do you think you can intimidate me? Who are you to intimidate me or to tell me not to enter into a premises?" That's where the people are
I
coming from.
I know it's because people are not informed. Forget it. I
Hello,
don't
hello.
care.
Oh, Andy, please, can you hear me?
Yeah, talk.
Okay, yeah. So for that, I think I have to align myself basically with you, because when you glance over the incident, you could see that people were just following the emotions and not actually looking at the things, the whole scenario the way it's supposed to be. Granted, Wike's approach and the manner he confronted the guy was very middle of the road. It was not necessary. At the point that he discovered that the guy was obeying a phantom order, he had no business staying much longer there. He could have reached out to his superior authority to solve the issue. But I need us Nigerians to understand one thing: two wrongs can never make a right.
Correct.
That military officer was wrong ab initio to have been
I
in that
want to
place
say something.
in whatever.
Hold on, Nkiru, can I have a question?
Which I want to say.
That army officer was wrong for whatever reason to be in that space, because when you say that you are following order, the so-called order you were following was by an ex-naval officer that is no longer even in the system. Those guys were officers that were assigned to that former naval officer to be taking care of him personally. He now mobilized them to side to stop and obstruct an operation of a strong government agency. So the soldier himself, his master, they were dead wrong. They have no business being in that place. And just like you said, in a system that works, that military officer is supposed to be court-martialed for abuse of his work ethics. Then coming on the side of Wike, where I see that people are so much interested on what will happen to Wike. Wike has been able to cut himself some bad image around him, owing to what happened 2023 and some of his activities recently. But it doesn't still increase the fact that Wike was doing his job as the Minister of Federal Capital Territory. So when Wike was doing his job, it's expected that someone of his standing, being a governor, a local government chairman, and now a minister, there are some things you don't just do. They're what they call ethics. If you want to do your job, you do your job that in a way that it conforms with the law. You don't go out there, start behaving like a tout, and now want to the extent of name calling and telling a commissioned officer of law that, are you mad or are you stupid? That you're a small boy, you are all these things. It was not necessary. So for me, neither Wike nor the military officer was right according to the way they managed the operation. The only way that young man as an officer has some semblance of merit in him was the way he kept his calm. I was able to, because he won Wike convincingly in terms of being forthright in explanation and every other thing. So for me, we shouldn't encourage such incidents. Wike got it wrong, but he was doing his job very well, but the approach was wrong. The same way he was getting away with rubbish in Port Harcourt. He felt he can take it nationally and start doing that bad habit. So that is it for me. Wike approach wrong, but he was right on his job. He was doing his job. The military officer was wrong from minute one to the end of the distance. The only thing that he has courtesy. I was able to manage the situation better than Wike. Thank you. Hello.
Yes,
Hello.
we are here.
Hello,
We are here.
Harry.
Yeah.
Harry, are you done?
Yes, I'm done.
Okay, Nkiru, you want to make your submission?
Daalụkwanụ.
Yeah, thank
Ihe
you.
mere ya bụ ka anyị bidogodu. Ife a ga-egosi unu egwu a na-agụba or your mantle will stand. So onye army can challenge Wike like this, mana they cannot challenge the poor masses. Eji ego fa akwụfụ ụgwọ. Adị m support that onye army, adị m support kwu Wike. Maka na ị na-anya efu na Wike na-eme onwe ya Lord. Otu o si aba na demolish anything, nya properties without due process. And ihe onye amị a ji mee ihe ọ bụ na ha ma ife fa na-eme, ndị amị ndị niile ha jidecha owe ndị ejide mana mkpọ jidefa red handed ndị apụga na-ebu ballot paper DSS jide nye ha 20,000 arapụ onye a ịghọta ọ bụ nye ọ ga-achalenji wu ihe ọjọọ like this ha wee nọrọ ebe wee yuzukwuo ndị sekuriti faga na otu a na-akwụ ụgwọ na-eri gị election deke quiet nye onye asị bịa jide ejide sozi na-emebi abịa n'aka nke Nwike na-emezi onwe ya nya ihe ọbụla ọfụ ka o mee ịghọta bikos nọ ihe okwu ka a na-eme ọ bata na pati omebie nya ihe niile minista bụzi nya abụzikwuzi prezidenti bụrụ gọvanọ ọgwa gị chia ọgwa gị na ịma nchi ọ na-agba na PDP ọ na-agba na APC ebe ọ batana o destroy ya pati so ihe mere ya kịta bụ na onye amị a ihe ọ nọ bụ kama ị ga-egbu ọga igbuo m ọma o challenge ya very well Nwike mekwuo nke very well so ha na-abọdị mma a na-ewepụ onye a na-ewepụ onye maka the world are watching ihe a na-eme fọ ndị be anyị na-akọmentị onye amị a aghọtara ihe a na-akọ do na ọdụtie ka ọ na-alụ ọdụtie ọ bụrụ na o mere ike afa ya anya maka ndị amị bụ obe the last order ike o mesizi otu ebunekwu ya na rank ọ bụrụ ya bụ na ọ na-alụ ọlụ na ebe onye amị ga-alụ ọlụ kịta nkwete bụ na a na-eme civilian intimidate ya pụta stand ya otu esi egbu ndị mmadụ they kept quiet then a na-erig election they kept quiet ada ha bụ ndị amị security ka eji erigizi election ha ama mpụta stand ya lụọ ọlụ ewefu yes they meant what they are no na ọ na-protect maka general onye bụ mmadụ pharmacist ndị abụrụ mmadụ Nwike je claim taa ana o welu nye ndị dị ya mma o gosi na the system is faulty I don't like this person I don't like ha na-abọ kpalili onwe fa I rest my case.
Thank you, Nkiro. Ikwusigo okwu. Just like I said, ịmago ị na-defend the constitution. Kedu ihe ị nwere ike ikwu na ebe odu onye ọbụla anya everybody na constitution is being violated. Constitution is being violated. Constitution is being mocked by these criminals na-agba onwe politicians. Ịghọtago? Enwere ebe nọ na page mụ na Henry wee sị this note na adu shameless i purchase victory ikwesị ịba n'ụlọ zoo onwe gị ezo do quiet about it na-ekenegodo wee na-enene ka ihe esi maka amendment ịghọtago kpọọ intellectuals or think tanks ka eme research on how to change this narrative ya na adụa ka etinye na power mgbe Obasanjo ma election ọ sị na ọ ma na process tinyere ya na power default or somebody no humble that thing gosi humility ịghọtago so when they na-adụ shameless admin on the page delete I say na because the elites conspiracy they are enjoying the picnic and ọ bụrụ na ma esoro eme enjoy of course nwere ya gbasara m na nhide kwa onwe m nothing nwere ya gbasara na hide onwe m na-enwe enjoy but I wasn't created that way. My system wasn't configured that way. For impunity can market it. My system is configured to fight against injustice and in favor of justice system. So, Imago, for what I'm trying to say is that the society, even now, once I go, mgbe Chukwu chọrọ imebi ụwa, ọ sị gị ịgụta mmadụ 50, Abraham ịgụta mmadụ 50, I won't destroy. Ọ ga-adị agụgide enwere onye ọfụ. Ọ sị ịgụta 40, emegidere ya 10. So like one of our elders told me and Chinedu one day, mmadụ anọrọzikwa. So my people, don't be disappointed na ihe na-afụ what they are saying. Always follow your conscience. God created every one of us for a purpose. Chukwu came for a purpose to fight for justice system and for good governance. So in that good governance, I will continue to say it in whatever platform. No. O nwere ike some people asị ọ na-emebi gị business. Ọ gụrụ ka aka ya enye contract abanyezi gị. You offending some people. You offending them by that thing ị na-ekwu. You got to go. So in elite speech, they are offended because they're enjoying the picnic. Often work at the system, corruption in Nigeria and favor. That army officer, that young army officer, go and read his background. His father is a retired general. He was once an army spokesman. All the son, so he's from privileged military background. He's not fighting for you. He's protecting the elitist military class. Unanolode and they celebrate. Yeah. I will not be part of that celebration. Wike is also forcing and seizing and revoking people's property. Or revoke people's property. Onyekwe his friends. I'm not saying onye me ajife more build or build, you should not revoke it. But why revoking it and reallocating it to another person? If put on a capital territory, it's here property tax every year, 10 million or 5 million, 20 million. These guys are shameless. Let me say it again. Very shameless. I have no apology. That is not the way to go. So until the society, even the poor people in Anukulogo, will just be ifufa. Many of them they are the same people now working. Na ego vote. Everybody is buying vote. That is normal. All no onye ọzọ ego vote chopia na seat. That is normal. But so you need it from them. Say that this is wrong. So this act and action is wrong. It cannot be allowed, and it cannot be allowed to continue. Say it first. Obviously, if after the say yes, because but you are the governor, you can stop it. You are the governor. If you say that nobody will buy vote, nobody will buy. If you say nobody, or say a task force, Ogoro na a suspend go Adako na ndị Anambra Vigilante Services. Oh God, sorry for the call. Ogoro na a suspend go all those people. You can set up a vigilante that will stop it. As a sitting governor, nobody will sell vote. Nobody will buy vote. And me, I will not buy. Let people vote. Ogoro no mmadụ 100 pụta nwere ike ịpụta vote. Let them vote, but vote buying, nobody will buy, nobody will sell. If Tinubu should do that, of course, enwere onye go. Owelu EFCC will everywhere. Enwudegi like this, ijebe nga straight. Akọt marshal lụọ gị nke enwetara ya na gị ọrụ 5 years nga ka a na-atụ gị ije 5 years nga. By the time mmadụ born or mmadụ ịtọ gara ka mmalụ ya ego vote ego. If you want to come and vote, come and vote. Or ijewe n'ụlọ ụka esi ụkọchukwu nye ya ego. My dear, I rest my case. Na-ekeresi m unu for today. Tomorrow kwa anyị nwekwa ohere anyị abịakwa.
Biko n'okwu mmechi, a na-asịkwa ya na PVC is your power. Onye ọbụla kwuwe okwu ebe niile kịta. Advocate be this thing. Nwekwu ya dịka PVC. Ọkwa rigging and vote buying board of the day. Poor people like me. Kwubeni ya ka arapụ igoluzi conscience anyị o. Ka arapụ igolukwa conscience anyị. Ọkwa ihe m na-ekwu, I still remain nke Iroka. Sisi enyazi na ka arapụ ilezi birthright maka a pot of yam. Biko daalụkwanụ. Soludo na-celebrate mana ebe niile jụrụ oyi ọbịa winili ihe. Daalụ.
It's Bella and Henry, Ogado Apogozo.
All right. Have a nice day,
Thank you very
everybody.
much. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Bye.
Yeah.